Good morning, welcome to Marco on Markets. This channel is for educational purposes only and shares my personal opinions and investment process. Nothing in this video should be taken as financial product advice or a recommendation to buy or sell any investment. Always do your own research and consider obtaining advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any investment decisions. Hope you're having a good morning. It's just on midday. I got held up this morning. I'm actually doing a little bit of volunteer work, so I didn't get to see the market open this morning. So let's just update my portfolio values. Rightio. So I do know that the Commonwealth did sell this morning. So Aristocrat is 62.18. Ascent 72.3. Commonwealth, I don't have it anymore, but I'll just pop it in there. We'll go through that. And the last one was Westpac, 36.85. All right, so let's just quickly have a look at the overall market is generally positive today. On the pre-open NAB trade, it was showing, I think, like let me just grab it on my email. Oh, did email it to myself. No, might be on the iPad. Never mind. Anyway, it was showing like 0.6 or 0.7% open. Okay, the banks are up. Let's have a look at the bank watch list. Yep, all the banks. And I did sort of indicate Commonwealth. There was a really large parcel purchased yesterday after market close. I think it worked out to be like $129 million, which I would say is perhaps a super fund or an investment house or something like that. It's definitely not, mum and dad investor just buying a few Commonwealth Bank shares. And when the demand for a share increases, generally the price increases also. And the reason for that is if we just go into market depth, I'll show you how that works. If you want to buy and you're happy to pay any price, then you purchase the first lot at 174.25, then the next lot at 174.27, 28, 29, 30, etc., etc. Let's just have a look at the until you've purchased it all. Otherwise, you can set a purchase price and then it'll start selling once there's a seller available at that particular price. So if we just have a look at the 1 day, so it did open at about 173, and then it's been up as high as 174.72. I'll just have a look at my portfolio. My sell price was 174.04. So it sold around here. I'd say it sold about a bit after 11. And then we missed the upside there. So I'll just put the high in for the day. So if I had sold at the high 174.73, it would have been a gain of 2.53%. My actual selling price was 174.04. So I ended up clearing roughly around $2.12%. I'll actually put it into my register now. So I've got that confirmation that it's sold. I'll go to my register and then I'll update this. So my purple code it's on the market to sell. without a date. So that sold today, and 174.04. And then I'll just copy the formulas from a previous trade, and I'll turn the color off. So then I know that's a completed trade. You can do green, you can do whatever colors you like. So let's just go through this trade. Purchased on the 17th, 170.25. We're using a fictitious amount of $40,000 parcel sizes. The 2% margin took us to $174.02 roughly. I just rounded it off to 174.04. I think that come from the other calculator actually. And so it would have sold for $40,858. And so the gross margin was $890.65. And once we take the two lots of brokerage out, we end up netting $809, which is 2.02% over 6 days. Now, if you could get 2% every 6 days, you'd end up with 123%. So that's what that annualized margin is there. These are my average days. So what that is so far this financial year, so since July 1, my average holding time has come down to four days. So we've got 15 days, 7 days, same day, 1 day, 3 days. This one was 6 days, which is still pretty good. And that's bringing my average to 4. So the next thing to do is have a look to see what's next. So if we just go back to the market, we'll go to watch list, and then I'll go to my approved list. So I really did like JB Hi-Fi yesterday, which is down slightly. And I did also like Sigma. Sigma's just that little bit high at the moment. If it was closer to $2.80, I'd probably jump on that. In JB Hi-Fi, 77.99. I'll check what I sold that for last. So last time I had it, I paid $76.05 and sold it at 77. It's currently 77 now. So I'm actually, if I purchase that today, I will be paying more than what I sold for it last time, which seems crazy. That's okay. We'll just sit that one out for the second. Aristocrat, that's disappointing. So that did come back to break even into a slight profit, but we're just not quite there with the margin. So I will have to hold that for a bit longer. So it's currently down 1.5%. Nothing to worry about. We can get rid of Commonwealth now. It's fine. Sell protected, that's fine. All right, so get rid of that because we don't have that anymore. Okay, what else have we got? ANZ 36. Last time I sold that at $36.35. So it's just that little bit high for me. Won't touch a cent. Commonwealth I just sold. Coles 23.58. I sold that 23.65. I don't think I'll pay that. I'm liking JB because it's also come down a bit. I'll have a look at the graph in a sec. Macquarie's a bit expensive for me. NAB, that's pretty high for NAB. When did I do NAB last? Not for a while. It's nearly $40, which is up there. Centre Group, I quite like that one. Just feels a bit expensive for me. Sigma. Let's do a refresh and see if it's changing. Yeah. I sold that for $2.87. All right, so I won't touch that one. VEA, I think it's probably had its run. It's flat. It's been improving. Westpac waiting to sell. That looks like it might have gone up a bit. Let me just update my portfolio view. Oh no, it's dropped a little bit. So it's just on break even at the moment. So I have to wait. Wesfarmers, that's interesting. I haven't got that this year. All right, let's just check out that price because it's $88. So what I like to do is just calculate the price, the selling price straight away. And is that reasonable? Like if you have a look at today's spread, it's been as low as 87 and it's been as high as 90. So it's quite a good spread in a day. It's a bit on the high side for what I normally like for Wesfarmers, but sometimes at some point you have to accept that this is maybe the new price. I'll just apply the simple moving average trend line, which is done on 89 days, and see if it's above the line. If it's above the line, then it's, yeah, so it's well above the line, so that's good. But if it gets too far away, it is like elastic, so it will sort of trend back towards the line. I quite like that one. Just remembering the selling point is, what did I say on my calculator? $90.32 at the moment. So to get back to here, it's fairly, seems like it's fairly doable. Is this the start of a drop? Is this like this one or this one? You just never know. Or it could be similar to this. It's come down, gone up. Let's do a refresh, see if it's down 1.55, down 0.158. All right, well, let's put that on the back burner and let's have a look at JB. So JB's gone into positive territory now. That's interesting. Have a look at the chart. Let's do the indicator trend, simple moving average, 89 days. Yeah, it's above the line. So it's currently at 78.16. So I'll pop my calculator up again. 78.16 times 79. So could I get to $80? It's only gone over. Yeah, so it's really, it'll get close. I either have to wait and buy it a bit better, or I'm just not confident it'll get to 90. I think I've got a better chance with Wesfarmers because it hasn't been to 80 since there. But it's nice that it's above the line. What to do? Yeah, it's dropped a little bit. I'll just try Wesfarmers again. Yeah, I think I like Wesfarmers better. 88.50 plus 2.022%, $90.40. More recently, it's been well into that price. So I think that's going to be our next move. So what I do next is go to my calculator. You can either do it in the calculator here, which I'll do for the example. So it's Wesfarmers, and we're doing how many units will that be? So it's 88.38. So let's assume 40,000 So it's 452 units. Today's date, 88.38. So 88.48. So, and then brokerage comes in at 40, and then our unit price to sell to get a 2% margin will be $90.44. Let's just put today's date in. Let's put that price in 45 cents and then just make sure it works out to be correct. So that'll be our total. That's our brokerage, our margin, take out the fees, 2% margin. And this is just assuming, let's say it goes for 7 days. So 30th of July, then it'll be, works out to 100% over a year if you can get 2% in 7 days. What I did with this calculator, I've also added a few other columns. So if you were interested in investing, say, half of 50% of the 40, so 20,000, that would be your calculator. If you were interested in investing 100,000, that would be 250% of the 40. So everything's pretty much the same. The only really thing is the brokerage changes and then your margin at the end changes. And then I also added in another column here where you can just punch in. So say you wanted to put $35,000 in, you just pop in 35, it'll work it all out for you. Your margin, your selling price, everything pretty much stays the same except for the brokerage and obviously the amount invested. And then you still get the same margin at the end. So let's just go back to the market and do a refresh. Okay, so that's now 88.42. It's come down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is pop that order on. I'm just going to update the register straight away. So I just normally copy one, pop it in there, add one to the sale number, trade number. Just this calculator is a little bit more accurate. I think it's the same. We'll test it out. So how many units have we got? 452 today. Unit price is 88.42. Gets us 39 plus the brokerage. And then the selling price needs to be $90 and 90.38. So let's go back. 90.45. I wonder why there's a little bit of a difference there. Anyway, I'll have a look at that later. It's not much difference. 452 units, 88.42 multiplies out the same. The brokerage is a little bit different. This calculator here has 0.11%, and this one here has, right. So yes, well, NAB did give me a discount on my brokerage. So this cell calculator is slightly out. They dropped it from 0.11 to 0.1. So I'll just change that in there so it's consistent. And then similarly here. Yeah, I got a phone call from them just to say, ask me how everything was going, and then ask them if they could review my rate, and they dropped it from 0.11% to 0.1%, which is like a 10% discount, which is nice. Thank you, NAB. And by the way, just for disclosure, I'm not promoting any platform. I'm not getting paid by any platform. I'm not getting paid by anyone. I may get some YouTube revenue out of this in months, years to come, but at this stage, I'm not getting any payment from anyone. I'm just sharing my knowledge. So 39. Okay, so we're back on. So 39. Yep, that's exactly the same now. All right, so the sale price we would put in for is $90.38. And that gets us 2%. All right, so I'm going to put that in my register now. I'm going to put it on at $90.38. 90.38. Yep. And then just make sure the margin comes out correctly. Yep. And because it hasn't traded, I actually take that out and I will put that into the purple. So that means there's an order on. I'll take the date out and then I know which trades are still yet to complete. So we've got Westpac, Wesfarmers, and then obviously Aristocrat and Ascent Group up there. So I'm going to go and put that trade on now. I'll just do that off screen quickly. So we'll buy. Okay, so buy out of that account. Conditional order, no. Value, yes. So I just put the value that I want to invest there at a limit. Now it has gone up a little bit. It's 44, so 88, 48, 47, 45. Okay, I'll just do 88, 45 and then review the order. So we've got Wesfarmers 88.45 and we'll place the order. I just always like to double check everything. Okay, so that order's in. And now if I go to the watch list, Wesfarmers, let's click into that. Oh, it's gotten away. Look at that, it's gone up to 88.55. I'll just check to see if I'm on. Yeah, so I'm in that bundle there, 88.45. I'm just going to leave that on. Watch it for a little bit. So that can happen. You hesitate and the price gets away on you. Now it's gone from 88.42 to 88.64, now to 70. And look, I'm not going to adjust it now, but because it may come back down. But that's what happens if you act too slowly. You can miss your price. So I always say make a decision, put it on, and then get back to work. So I'm going to leave it there. That's a wrap for the morning. So I missed the open. Yeah, hopefully I'll get these Wesfarmers and I'll try and touch base either this afternoon or tonight. But I've got the kids thing on late this afternoon, so I don't think I'll see the market close. All right, have a great day. Thanks for watching.